In other boxing news, Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez have their first official face-off last week, and they got into a brief shove-in match. Well, not brief. Canelo shoves Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant comes back with a left hook of a slap to the face, and Canelo hit him with a 1-2, busted his eye open under his eye. I don't know if the sunglasses cut him or what, but Canelo alleges that Caleb Plant called him a mother effer, and he took it as a slight towards his mom, when I think that's... I don't know that that's what Caleb Plant meant by that. But the funny thing is that that's a term that Canelo has thrown around at other people, most recently at Boo Boo Andrade, Demetrius Andrade, at a press conference that Andrade stormed into, and Canelo called him a mother effer a few times and told him to get out of here and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, Canelo, like I said, shoves Plant. Plant slaps him in the face. Looked like Canelo may have ducked it, and then hits him with a beautiful 1-2, cuts his eye open. The whole thing seemed unnecessary. I'm surprised Showtime or someone in the camps didn't have someone close by, so that when he shoved him, at the very least, they could have got between them, but they didn't, and they were left to fend for themselves, and that's what happened. They're lucky that the cut wasn't worse than it was. What'd you think there?
Well, Dana White would have been in the middle of that, right? He wouldn't have allowed.
Yeah.
I mean, an all kidding aside, but that guy, what's his name, Espinosa over there that runs things. I guess that's not something he's going to be looking to do, or even think about doing. But maybe it just brought more pay-per-view buys to this fight. I don't know. Maybe it did. I'm not saying that it was put on. It was real. But at the end of the day, the effect may be a couple things. One, that it brings a little more pay-per-view, because I don't think it was going to do big numbers. And but maybe it'll help that way. Then again, it also might make some people think, hey, he already lost to him. Why watch it? Yeah, yep. He lost to the... some people be like, he lost in the press conference. Like, we're going to watch the fight now? It's kind of done already. But so you got to give, a lot of people say you got to give credit to Canelo for his reflexes. He was ready. He was ready like you're supposed to be. He shoved the guy. What did he think the guy was going to do? Bring chocolates back to him, right?
If you watch that video, after he shoves him, he has keys or something in his hand, and as Caleb moves back towards him, he throws the keys down, and he's ready, because you see the way he tried to slip that slap and came right back. Bop, bop.
That's what I mean. He knew. He's a fighter. I mean, he knew what he's supposed to know. So, he's supposed to be ready. Like I said, he shoved the guy. What's the guy going to do? Bring him flowers?
Yeah.
So he did what he... Now, look, psychologically, he might have the edge right now. Really. He might have the edge. I'm not inside the mind or body or heart of Plant, and I like Plant. I'm not inside him, but he might have the little edge right now. But part of being a pro is to shove that stuff off to the side. That's part of being a pro. No matter what happens, no matter what's going on around you, no matter what fires have started around you, so to speak, a pro is not deterred by anything. He's not influenced or compromised by anything. Just ready to do his job. That's a pro. That's the real deal. Not getting paid. That's the definition that I was brought up on with Customano as a pro. A guy who's ready to do his job no matter what happens around or during. So that'll be tested in Plant. And, the other thing is, does it delay the fight? He got cut under the eye. Does it delay the fight a little bit? They can put a mask on and still do sparring, I'm sure, but do they want to put a mask on? Because that changes things a little bit. You got to wear a mask. Now your judgment's a little bit off with slipping punches. Sometimes you get a false sense of security. Your defense isn't as sharp because you got the mask on. You can't judge where the punch is coming because the mask goes out 4 inches. So those are things a trainer, those are things that I think about when I think about all the consequences, the collateral damage possibly caused by such a thing. But it probably did bring more interest to a fight. I saw this fight from the beginning. We're not here to break it down, but real quickly, I saw this fight the same way as I saw the Billy Joel Saunders, which I picked Canelo to win easily, to dominate in the end. And he did. He stopped him. I know he broke his cheekbone of orbital bone, but I'm saying he started to dominate. He took control. He landed the more consequential punches. I don't see, before this even happened, I don't see him being any more competitive than Saunders was, as far as a physical matchup as the fight goes. But does this change things? It definitely changes the perception, to the fans, and mentally with the fighters. We'll see how it influences them, if it does, or how it impacts them. But I did think it was unfortunate because I don't think you really want to see that stuff. They're gonna fight. Like nothing could be more macho, manly than fighting. You don't need anything as a precursor to it. Yeah, you don't need appetizer for it. You don't need a first course served before. There's nothing more tougher, manly, macho, whatever you want to call it, than getting in the ring or the cage. So that's where it should be. You don't need something else to tease it, to serve an appetizer for it, as I said. So, and the fight could be off. It could have been off. You could risk the fight, and they should start taking some attention, because they create these things. They put them in the face-offs. Well, that these things could happen. I mean, it's not a shock that it happened. It's not. It's happened before. It might not escalate to the point that this one did, but sometimes it does. We've had brawls at press conferences. So they should there should have been more, that guy that runs Showtime over there, whatever his name is, he should have taken more precaution.